Every summer, people take a casual dip in the ocean all around the world, but it doesn't make sense. Even though young dolphins are so cute, the ocean is home to a variety of other creatures. It feels like we are entering the living room of a group of terrifying aquatic animals that would love to eat us, including eels, sharks, and many more. And we choose to do it. Why? Even worse, we've barely uncovered 5% of the ocean's surface. The frightening marine life on this list represents less than 5% of all marine life. What other marine life might be hiding out in the deep sea, do you think? If you do intend to spend your summer surfing, you might want to skip this one. If not, you can become too afraid to swim ever again. Before we begin, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell icon for more informative videos. Number 17. Frilled shark. We understand why the frilled shark is frequently referred to as a living fossil. It has traits that uncannily resemble those of a prehistoric eel. Not one, not two, but 25 rows of curved, razor-sharp teeth are present in its jaws. Before you start to worry, there is almost no chance that you will encounter a frilled shark when snorkeling in Mexico. These terrifying sea animals frequently live at depths greater than 3 times that of 390 feet, rarely venturing any closer to the surface than that. Number 16. Deep sea dragonfish. Little can survive in the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean. The lack of light and air makes survival very challenging under the crushing pressure. The deep sea dragonfish survives because of special adaptations like photophores, which emit light to entice prey. They have faint jaws and a flexible spine that allow them to eat larger food than one might anticipate, making them some of the scariest-looking sea monsters known. Number 15. Box jellyfish. Because coming into contact with a box tentacle typically results in one's death, box jelly is particularly terrifying. According to NOAA, these creatures, which were given their name because of their form, are the most venomous in the ocean. They have nematocysts, poison darts, in their tentacles. These booby-trap-filled strings can cause paralysis, heart failure, and instant death in humans and animals. Only a few of the approximately 50 species of box jellyfish have enough venom to kill humans. Australia and the Indo-Pacific area are home to such species. Unbelievably, they are a coastal species that do not reside in deep water. Number 14. Viperfish. The viperfish is another fish whose appearance has the potential to give you nightmares. It is a general term for any Chorleotis species of marine fish. These species are distinguished by their hinged jaws, which will make you think of an underbite and needle-like teeth. Additionally, they are deep-sea swimmers. They use light-producing organs called photophores, which they share with other species that inhabit the dark ocean depths to entice their prey. Number 13. Giant squid. The enormous squid in the lake on the grounds of the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry is, in fact, much more than a fictitious creature. The second largest mollusk known to have ever existed on Earth is a true animal known as a gigantic squid. It is a prime instance of deep-sea gigantism, a zoology word for animal species that are noticeably larger than their shallow water relatives. A huge squid sighting was captured on camera in 2019 close to the Gulf of Mexico, rekindling the public's excitement and dread. The squid in question was only a juvenile, but it was still about 10 feet long. Number 12. Great white shark. The great white shark is one of Finding Nemo's endearing villains with a sympathetic side. There are many horror stories, movies, and encounters. Large mackerel sharks, of which these monsters are a species, may be found in all the world's major oceans' coastal waters. The killer whale is occasionally its lone predator in the wild. Although great white sharks do not consider humans to be their favorite food, scientists do say that these animals are curious and will try anything once. To put it mildly, this is not a reassuring prospect for swimmers and surfers. Similar to the drama surrounding land-based tigers, lions, and bears, the concept of a shark attack ends up being significantly more significant in terms of culture than the actual risk. For instance, 8 shark attacks were reported in 2021. To give some perspective, coastal regions are home to more than 40% of the world's population. These assaults are incredibly uncommon. Number 11. The goblin shark. The goblin shark's long snout, tiny eyes and sharp teeth resemble those of an ancient dinosaur. The shark's long snout and retractable jaw assisted in searching for food on the ocean floor. The goblin shark's short fins and flabby body are among its morphological characteristics that point to its lethargic nature. Both close to the seafloor and in the center of the water column, this species hunts for teleost fishes, cephalopods, and crustaceans. Its long snout is covered in ampullae of Lorenzini, which give it the ability to sense the minute electric fields produced by nearby prey. It can then quickly open its mouth and snatch up the prey by doing this. Deepwater fisheries unintentionally catch a small number of goblin sharks. Number 10. Sloane's viperfish. Even though the Sloane's viperfish is only a little over a foot long, its fangs are quite dangerous. The fish may impale food by swimming at it headfirst, mouth agape, because its fang-like chompers are more than half the size of the viper's head. Its massive teeth are the main point of appeal. When the jaw closes, the teeth slot together to create a cage that can probably be used to catch animals. Its removable jaw gives it the ability to expand its mouth up to 90 degrees and capture animals up to 63% the size of its own body. Instead of being depressible like in some other fish species, its teeth are set in situ and securely linked to the jawbone. It must open its jaw so widely due to the immovability of its enormous teeth. Number 9. Giant isopod. In the West Atlantic, which includes the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean, isopods are plentiful and benthic in cold waters at depths of 310 to 2,140 meters. Historically, reports of it from other oceans were made because it was the first species of Venomous to be identified. However, these are now known to be other closely related species. Isopod's abnormally huge size has been related to a phenomenon known as deep-sea gigantism, in which invertebrates living in chilly deep waters have a tendency to grow larger and live longer. Number 8. Atlantic wolffish. Do you notice a pattern? Most of the dreadful creatures of the deep sea have evolved for fast strikes and quick kills. On the ocean floor, there aren't any vegetarians because there isn't much vegetation at all. There is no exception for wolffish in this regulation. In the front, they have many fan-like teeth, followed by 3 more rows of teeth arranged in a strong, crushing jaw. They have sharp teeth even in their necks. As if that weren't awful enough, wolffish can grow to be as long as a grown adult is tall and have an eel-like form. Number 7. Fangtooth fish. Particularly when there are several of them, fangs are unsettling. The fangtooth fish resembles a far more repulsive piranha. The fangtooth has the biggest teeth of any marine animal in relation to its size, making them literal prize winners. Even the terrifying sea creature's jaws cannot be fully closed. It's fortunate that it dwells thousands of feet below sea level, where nobody can interpret its toothy facial expressions. Number 6. Anglerfish. This one is probably familiar to you from Finding Nemo. Unfortunately, Pixar did not create the anglerfish. It operates just as it is shown in the film, luring prey with its bobbing bait in a manner similar to a fisherman. And not just little Nemo-like fish should be frightened. Anglerfish can eat prey that is twice as big as themselves because of how flexible their jaws are. Number 5. Black swallow. Even if a human came face to face with one, most bottom dwellers are too little to pose a threat to people. However, that doesn't stop them from being frightening than a ton of horror movies combined. The black swallow has the appearance of a sea monster that has consumed another sea monster. It is initially thin, but only until it eats. Then its stomach might grow up to 10 times larger than before. If this marine species goes overboard, its prey may begin to deteriorate even before the black swallow has finished breaking it down. This produces so much gas that it forces the fish to the surface, where it perishes suddenly. Number 4. Snaggletooth. Can you guess the meaning of the name snaggletooth? The bioluminescent protrusion on the chin of this sea creature is there to draw prey. Although deep-sea inhabitants frequently exhibit this adaptability, it is nonetheless unsettling. Perhaps it has something to do with the soulless black eyes and pin-like fangs as well. Number 3. Monkfish. We don't understand why someone would give this fish a monk's name. The monkfish has absolutely nothing zen about it. They can wolf down large prey because to the long, curving strips of teeth that line their huge lips. Divers have a little higher chance of encountering the monkfish than they would most of the other fish on this list because they don't just live in the deep water. Number 2. Grenadiers. The rattail fish, sometimes referred to as grenadiers, are among the most terrifying marine animals ever. This particular predator is larger than the majority of deep-sea fish, with adults reaching lengths of about 3 feet. They are able to capture other bottom dwellers who utilize bioluminescence to catch their own prey because their eerie blue eyes can detect even the smallest flicker of light, mate and check. Between 600 and 13,000 feet under the surface, they can be found all over the world. Number 1. Barrelay. This one is actually more cool than scary. The barrelay's eyes are really placed in a transparent dome of soft tissue on top of its head, despite the fact that it appears as though they are in the front of its face. It somewhat resembles eyeballs covered in bland jello. The existence of this unusual marine animal was first noted in 1939, but not until 2004 was a live specimen captured on camera. That's it for today, guys. What did you think of the video? Please share with us in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell icon for more incredible videos.